Alright, I got a bushel, or actually as the guy pointed out, it says on it that it's 1 1/9 bushel. It's like the baker's dozen, I guess, of red peppers. I need roasted red peppers for my pasta sauce, and I figured what I'm going to do is roast a whole crap load of them, and I'll get what I need for my pasta sauce, and I'm going to try to can the rest of it. I've never done that before, so we'll see how it goes. Basically all you do is, well, I'll show you as I'm doing it. You take a pepper, you slice it, core it. I've got a baking sheet here. Lightly oil the baking sheet, press the peppers down, face down, lightly oil the tops of the peppers, and toss them in the oven. We'll show you what we're doing as we go. So I'm recording this at the end of the process, but I'm probably going to cut it into the beginning of the video. When you're selecting peppers, I wish I had remembered this. It's the sort of thing you do it once a year and then you forget this sort of thing when the next year comes around. You want more regular peppers. Last year, actually, when I bought them, most of them were regular shaped, and I'll look for those again this year. I bought a big box today, but a lot of them were like this, for example, which is good for some things. It's not good for roasting, because you got to cut it and you got to flatten it down onto the pan, which is easy to do with a regular shaped pepper like this. You could cut that in 3 or 4 pieces and flatten them down onto the pan, as I show elsewhere in the video. That one's not too bad. This is a very good, you know, classic shape, the classic bell shape. That one's really good. This one, yeah, I could probably manage most of that. You know, even if it's bent a little bit like that, that's okay. This kind of thing, really bad. That's basically, you can't use that for roasting because it breaks it up. When you flatten it, it breaks it up into pieces that are way too small, and you don't get a whole lot of flesh out of the whole thing. So it's just, I'll find something else to do with that. Maybe make salad or something with it, just to show you what you're looking for. And with some vendors, you can get a whole box of very regular shaped peppers. That's what you want. Alright, so I just got some olive oil here and my baking sheet. I'm just going to give it a light oil. I'm not going to measure it, just basically spread it around with my fingers until it's coated with oil. And that's about it. The whole thing. That's good. Yummy. And basically we're just going to core the peppers. That's all there is to it. Get the membrane out. Now you want these to press down like these little bumps. I usually, you know, you flatten it out basically. Push it down. You gotta get it flattened out. So this one kind of broke apart like that. That's fine. I'll take it right apart. It'll make it easier to place on here. There. And grab our next pepper. That's got some crap on it that I'll cut out. No big deal. See, it's gone bad a bit. No big deal. The rest of it looks pretty good. We'll see how it looks inside. Looks fine inside. I'll just cut all around that stuff that's gone off. There. Take out the membrane stuff there. Get those seeds out. And we need to push that flat. There. And on it goes. This has got a little baby pepper inside. I'll just set that over there and I'll eat it. And cut it out. Another little piece of baby pepper. And clean the insides. Flatten it out. And on it goes. And we just keep doing that for now. Alright, so I got my tray ready here. I got to brush the top with olive oil. I can use a brush if I want. What I often do though is I'll just have a little finger bowl like this and just use my fingers. It's pretty easy. You just go like this. That's brushing them. Doesn't matter. Get a little bit of olive oil on your fingers. You just lick your fingers in the end, pretty awesome if you ask me. It's more accurate. You get to touch your food, you get a feel for how much oil is on there. If you're using a brush, you don't have that tactile interface with your food that you're preparing. I like the tactile interface. It's a much more accurate and pleasurable way of doing it. You gotta touch your food, man. Yeah. There. Whoops. That one's good. That's all good. And then our next step is to throw it into a 400 degree preheated oven. Alright, the oven's preheated to 400 degrees on the broiler. Sorry, my oven light's burnt out. I have the top rack set up, and these are going into the top rack. And I will set it on 10 minutes right now and check it in 10 minutes. My notes say I was doing it 20 minutes last year, but my memory is not that great, so we'll just check that out in 10 minutes time, see what it looks like, and we'll get back to you. So here's 9 minutes. You can see I got a fresh tray on top ready to go in. 9 minutes and we're just starting to get black. So it looks like we've got a little while to go yet. Alright, we're at 15 minutes now. 15 minutes and we're starting to get there, but not quite. And check her in 5 more. Okay, there's 20 minutes, and we're still getting there. We're almost there. I'll give it another 3, 4, 5 minutes. Set that for 5, and we'll see where we get. Alright, it's coming up on 25 minutes. They're getting pretty black. This one's still not really going. I'm going to call it a day at that. I can work with that, and I'm going to switch them up and set my timer for 25 more minutes. And these I have to let them cool down now. Let those ones cool down before I process them. We'll see how they process. If they go okay, if they skin okay, then I'm fine with not having them fully charcoal black. They're mostly charcoal black. I think they're going to be okay. Alright, here's my peppers. As I mentioned, these aren't fully black, but you can see probably 60% of the surface area is. Basically, all you want to do is, the meat now should peel right off of the flesh of that, should peel right off of the skin, which you see it is working. If you get a good one, you can just give it a good peel like this. If you get it well enough. So basically I got a container I'm going to chuck the skins into. It'll take me a while to get my groove on this because it's been a whole year since I've done it. So let me see. I don't worry too much about keeping them whole in one piece. That's aesthetics. I usually use this stuff for going in my spaghetti sauce. I'm going to try canning it up this year, so the flesh I'm putting in there, I'm going to try canning it up this year, which is going to mean that the whole thing is going to get just mushed down to like pulp anyway, so I'm not too worried about aesthetics. But you can see that with your finger behind the skin, that peels off there pretty easily. And then, so there's my skin, and you just discard the skin. And that's basically what you do. Obviously this is going to take quite a while, not for the faint of heart. So there we go. Whoops, I've got a little bit of skin coming off there. Some of it's going to be black. That's not skin actually, that's the flesh of the pepper. That's okay. That equals flavor. Black equals flavor. Caramelization equals yummy. So that's all I'm going to do. I got to go through all of these. I got an awful lot to do today. When I get to the point where I'm going to be canning it, I will do another video on that. That's basically all you do. So Whoops.